Hey guys, it's Sick here. I apologize for the terrible quality that is this video, the fact that I'm using a faux cam and such, but, you see, I mentioned this on my Twitter, but basically, if I can get the angle right, because I'm too lazy to switch it around, I'm terrible at this. Okay. Basically, my computer has basically died, so I'm currently in the process of trying to save all my video files. And, there's a lot of video files, so this is going to take a while. But I still want to get a video out, to everyone that watches. And I was gonna save this for when I actually hit the milestone again. But, I guess I'll do what I was going to do for when I hit 1,600 subscribers. I mean, we did hit it a while back, but then the whole YouTube purge happened and I lost it. But now we're at, like, I think we were at 1,597, I think? So in, like, 2 or 3 days at the time of this video being uploaded, we'll probably have hit it, and before I do my whole, there is dogs barking everywhere, and it's incredibly warm here, because it's the middle of summer. Before I go on to the little talk thing, and my phone is telling me, oh, you're in low power mode. Before that, I want to first say just thank you so much for everyone that keeps watching my stuff. I know a lot of you have probably subscribed because you saw, like, Minecraft is for everyone, or the most recent ones, the Sonic Twitter takeover thing. I have never done this before, so I'm trying to make it sure that I'm not all the way up in your face like this. So yeah, I know a lot of you joined because of the whole Sonic Twitter takeover thing that happened, and I know a lot of you are probably expecting a lot of animations if you're one of those new people, but I'll get to that. But what I want to talk about is, I want to talk about YouTube, specifically my experience with it, and how I've changed over the years that I've done YouTube. Because I've been on YouTube for a very long time. I would basically be considered one of the Gramps of YouTube. I've actually been doing YouTube for about 10 years over 2 accounts. And I want to kind of tell my story. I tried saying this several times before. I tried writing a script for it, so I guess I'm doing it now while I'm waiting for my computer to finish backing up files and then reformatting that stuff. Yeah, that's going to take a while to do. So I guess I'm going to do it now, improvise. I started YouTube around 10 years ago, and I started by watching a fan dub of somebody called Black Arms. You might know him now. He's known as Aesthetic Gamer on YouTube. But he did, like, fan dubs where he basically just took somebody's footage and voiced over it. And I found it funny, so I decided to do it myself. My voice acting to begin with was terrible, like, as bad as Chaos Wars terrible. I'm going to switch to my other arm because it's already getting tired. I am very weak physically. There we go, that'll do it. So that's what I got to just turn over here so you don't get the glare. So that's what I started with. I started with that, and I was terrible at it. My most popular one was my Luigi's Ballad video, where I talked like this for Luigi. And in fact, it's the only voice that I really still keep, because I don't know, I kind of like it. So that happened, and I joined a voice acting group partway through, which at the time was one of the most subscribed channels on YouTube. I think it was like top 67, and we know it was the most subscribed because, memory serves, I think YouTube got rid of this like 5 years ago, but there used to be an option for like seeing the top 100 of a category, and top 100 of all time. We were like in the 60s, I think. 60s or 80s, I can't remember, it was years ago. But obviously, this was around the time where the copyright system was weird. So we lost that account. And then I joined another voice acting group called Chaotic Flame Studios. And around this time, I was on the verge of 100 subscribers, which, big deal, you're probably saying, but you know, this was around 8 years ago, I think, 8 or 7 years ago, that's the equivalent of 10,000, 100,000 nowadays, probably. You know, you were a somebody if you got 100 subscribers. And you were basically PewDiePie if you got, like, 10,000 subscribers. I think we were seeing it at, like, 3,000. I can't remember, I say it was many years ago. And then somebody who I thought was a friend decided to hack me. Hack the dubbing group I was in. And then hack my Aesthetic Gamers next channel, which was Blue Ridge Studios, I think. I don't know, we went through like 7 accounts before we eventually gave up. So that happened. And basically, from there I made this current account, Tick1115. I am severely regretting choosing that name because, one, there's somebody else with the name Tick who is basically doing the same, as good as me, subscriber-wise, and, you know, the fact that Keisha made a song called TikTok, so that's always in the search results, which makes it difficult for me to get exposed. Although I have no idea what I would call myself if I had to change my name again. But, yeah, I made that, and that's when I started doing Let's Plays, my first one being the Half-Life playthrough. It was terrible. It was very, very terrible. I'm not going to name names of this particular YouTuber, but there's a certain YouTuber that is known for being bad at games, like, consistently, and I basically had his attitude for the start of my Let's Play stuff. So that went on, I got no subscribers or viewers, pretty much. I think, yeah, around this time, 2 years ago, I only had 600 subscribers, give or take, which, you know, 1,000 subscribers in 2 years, given what YouTube's like nowadays. I mean, I'm proud of just getting any subscriber or anybody watching my videos and enjoying them. But again, I'll get to that. So yeah, I just got stressed and irritated. I was just there like, why am I getting subscribers? Why am I not getting views? Yada, yada, yada. And then, like, 2 or 3 years ago, I started watching Markipliers videos. In fact, the first video I watched, outside of his math videos, because math videos funny, was kind of exactly like what I'm doing right now, where he had issues with his computer, in this case it was his internet, and he was on a bike, and he was holding his phone, and it was simply called Believe in Yourself. And that made me realize that between the creation of this account and 2 years ago, I had been doing this wrong. And this is the point I want to get. You know, I said I wanted to talk about YouTube, and I know I've just kind of talked about 8 minutes, me, I know, but it's made me realize something, and just this milestone as well has made me realize that I was going about the thing wrong. You see, when I started on my first account, Tick115, I just did this stuff for fun, you know? All I cared about was just having fun, and maybe some people would get entertained. And, honestly, that's partially it with my animations nowadays, especially it's definitely it with my Let's Plays nowadays. But, during that short period, I have to keep changing my arms here because I am just terribly physically out of shape, so I gotta balance this stunt. Only the most professional of people do this, I swear. So basically, during that period between when I got my new channel and, god damn, I am not good at this. Between then and 2 years ago, my thought changed from, okay, I want to do this for fun. It was, okay, I want to be YouTube famous. Because, you know, this was around the time that PewDiePie started getting traction and such, when I got into Let's Plays. That is not the way you do things. You do not go onto YouTube wanting to be famous, but there's another reason why you don't do that. And I kind of realized it. Two years ago, when I saw Markipliers videos, I decided to do this for myself, you know, have fun. focus on just enjoying myself and getting fun, just having fun. Yeah, that's, you've seen me on Hoonie Pop and such, I'm having a blast on that game. It's probably backing up the next part now, actually, now that I think of it. Although, I forget if I'm going to have to double check and make sure that I've gotten that Hoonie Pop footage all saved up, because, you all seem to like that. But what I realized is, and this is something that, I'm not going to say that I'm a word of wisdom kind of person, but this is going to be like my words of wisdom here. If you do anything on YouTube, anything at all, you prioritize yourself first. Don't do something if you're not going to enjoy it. You know, it's a saying that I had back in university. If you're going to do something productive, make sure you have fun doing it. You know, that's entirely the reason, actually, why I do a ton of Let's Plays and why I don't do a ton of animations. I have fun doing the Let's Plays, and they're easy to do. I can do them consistently for a long, I can do them for a long period of time. But animation, 30 seconds of animation takes me like 6 hours, and I'll get bored if I have to do that every single time, which isn't going to help my chances, considering how I want to go into the creative industry. So I'll probably have to do 8-hour shifts of animating, but that hurdle when I get there, But the basic premise that I'm trying to get here, that I'm rambling on, and the whole, went on my whole lecture about the YouTube stuff, is if you want to get anywhere, you don't begrudgingly go into it. You go in with the intention of having fun. And that's kind of where I've grasped, it's kind of clicked, basically, all that time ago. I'd like to think that my videos from 3 years ago or whatever, when I was just caring about views, it's just there like, oh, I want more people to watch, and I often had mental breakdowns, thinking to myself, oh, why aren't more people subscribing? Oh, why aren't more people watching? Oh, why is nobody getting onto my stream? But 2-3 years ago, I said, screw it, I'm just going to have fun. And I'd like to think that my content's actually gotten better. I mean, you guys seem to think so. I got, 1,000 subscribers in 2 years? I'm clearly doing something right here. Clearly on the right path. And I don't care if I become YouTube famous or not. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, I would like to become YouTube famous, but I'm not going to be actively clawing towards it. I'm not going to, make that consume me. For me, it's going to be a case of, if it happens, and nothing's going to change, even if that happens. I mean, the way I think of it now is this. What's the website called? The website is called YouTube. The word you is in the name. And that's what you need to do. You need to focus on you, first and foremost. So if there's anyone there that watches me that's, thinking about making a YouTube channel, but they're not really, or they have a YouTube channel, they're not getting views and such, or they don't know if they can really match up to people they look up to, don't. Just do it for fun. Just have a ton of fun. And who knows, maybe it'll happen. If not, what do you care? You're having fun. That's, why do something if you're not going to have fun with it? Outside of, necessity. You don't need to make YouTube videos. You make them because you can. And you might as well have fun while making them. Okay, so I think I've rambled enough. I am going to pray to God that these videos finish getting backed up, and that my computer is, first most being able to be factory resetted. I don't know. Basically, I upgraded to Windows 10, hated my experience in the first hour, and reverted, and it blue screened all the time. So, hopefully factory resetting will fix it. If not, then I am in a heap of shit. But if it does work, hopefully it'll finish by my normal upload time. When have I ever done that? I mean, the last 3 days I've been so busy with MMOs like Black Desert and RuneScape and such that I've been uploading at 10 a.m. as opposed to 10 p.m. But if I'm able to get my PC sorted by the upload time, then I'll get a video out by the end of today, in addition to this one. And if not, then we'll just have to see what happens. I'm not entirely too worried. My concern is just the fact that I have got a lot of footage, and I was so close to finishing the Dark Souls stuff, and I still got my Dark Souls 3 playthrough to upload. Thankfully, I got most of my backlog cleared out before this unfortunate event happened. But regardless, thank you all for dealing with my incredibly long ramble about my history on YouTube and the whole, basically copying and pasting Markipliers Believe in Yourself. Once I get my computer back, I'll probably put a link to the 2 Believe in Yourself videos that he's made, because he made another one recently. I'll probably put them in the description, because he's better at this than me. I am not good at encouragement. I'm not like yeah, you do it. I'm yeah. But regardless, thank you for dealing with my rambling. Thank you all once again so much for 1,600 subscribers, and I just hope that you guys are entertained by the stupid shit that I do in the future. Bye bye.